Good evening. How's everybody doing? How are you doing?
This is how switching to fresh food.
Oh, how was my race with MD? Oh, you saw it. It was good fun, actually. It was really good fun. I just, 4 o'clock, a couple of hours ago. Well, 3 hours ago. Well, 2.5 hours ago. We finished racing around Watopia with Vanderpool and Freddie Ovet. That was really good fun. Albeit quite hard, actually, for 35 minutes. So I'm going to need some help tonight to get through this time trial. And to get through tomorrow's race. Yes, indeed. This time trial tonight is on Triple Twist. The same course as 4 weeks ago. And hence I have a time to beat there, 33 minutes and 33 seconds. That is my time. And see if I can try and go faster than that time tonight. Although I don't know how I'm going to go. Because it's going to be hard to back up what I did 2 or 3 hours ago against Mathieu van der Poel and Freddie Ovet. Just to stay in that front group was quite a hard effort. So we've still got some time. If you've just joined the live stream, we've got maybe 15 minutes. Good luck tonight, Cal. Have a good ride. I saw you doing it as well, so have a good one. What time am I off? Good question. I'm off in 15 minutes, so it must be 5 or 6 minutes past the hour. How about you? Good old Halfords. 1901. Oh, I don't think I'm going to catch you, Cal. Don't think I'm going to catch you. The 5 minute gap is a big gap. Is it going to be any a negative split tonight? I don't know. If I'm feeling brave, I might try and go out harder and try and fade towards the end. But it's a long time to go out hard and to hang on. So I'm going to have to feel my way through it. As I said, coming off the back of racing Mathieu van der Poel 3 hours ago, it's it's going to be tasty. It's going to go either way. We're doing well, thank you. We're doing well. We actually had to have a roof repaired yesterday today. It's been on the cards for a while. Just perfect timing just before Christmas. We had new valleys in the roof, so it's an expensive Christmas, but not for the right reasons. Gotta be honest, my legs have felt better days. They have felt better days. But did you know though, the race I just did with Van der Poel and Freddie Ovett and a bunch of really fast riders in that front group of 15, we went up the Little Utopia KOM, and I actually equalled my fastest ever time ever up there of 1 minute 30 seconds. Not many races, I feel, go and do a race on that course anymore. So it was it's interesting. Actually, the fastest time I'd ever been up that climb was during the British esports qualifier race from 2019. All those years ago, while I was a pro, and I actually raced that particular race at the team launch that I was racing with that season. I don't know if any of you remember that, but that was I equaled that. But not only did I equal it, I actually did more power. So for time wise I equaled 1 minute and 30 seconds, but I did a peak of 508 watts for that duration. So I went pretty deep. Oh, much love to you, Phil. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Thank you. Will there be a video out of that rave? Yes, there will be, actually. Yes, there will be. I filmed it from a different perspective, and I also filmed it. I recorded what you're seeing now, what you see during a live stream. I basically did a recording. So rather than doing like one long live stream or live streaming 2 events tonight, I thought I'd record one, make it into a video, and obviously you have this one as a live stream. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm getting a bit of a sweat on now. So about that roof repair's come at a good time, because the rain in the minute is absolutely hammering it down again. So much rain. So much rain. It wasn't quite. I didn't quite put up a fight worthy of a title of me versus Matthew Van der Poel, but maybe we'll clickbait it. Who knows? What should we title it? Yeah, we're going to be breathing through my nose tonight. Purely 160, 170 beats a minute through my nose. Yeah, Freddie won the Zwift Games. I think it was the Zwift Games, wasn't it? Freddie's like, I mean, dare you say, one of the best. Well, he's definitely one of the best that's ever graced the platform. I guess you'd argue the jury's out if he is the best. Very, very strong all-rounder though, and that's the key, really. Alright, we've got less than 10 minutes now. And Callum's got 2 minutes to go, so let's wish him all the best. Go and get it. Yeah. Yeah, but the caveat, Jesse, is that they both have to be sitting down when they race. If they get out the saddle once, they're disqualified. I'm sorry to hear that, Niall. It's just my perspective, of course, from my relationship. Then they should do it outside. There is a lot of talk about that at the minute. There's a lot of talk about that at the minute. People picking up on the out of the saddle nature of everything. I've just had a new upgrade for my bike as well. On Zwift, I mean. That went down nicely. It's actually, it's interesting actually, because like, historically, light riders have always climbed out of the saddle mainly, outside, you know, when they're climbing, and then it seems like it switches indoors. There's a lighter riders stay seated the majority of the time, but then riders with like a bit more watts and also a bit more muscle, so a bit more body weight, they tend to stand almost all the time actually. It looks painful. I'm not going to buy into it. When do I start? In about 4 minutes. Let's have a look. Your heart rate spikes when you stand up the saddle. That's normal. Yeah, for a lot of us, that is normal. 4.5 minutes until the start. Yeah, I saw that, Jesse. That's a bit of a flex. He's not. He needs to do the blindfold race first before I give him his credit. Yes, Paul. I've done some fancy bike packing, which is where you stay in a hotel. What is my experience on tubeless? Or what's my opinion on it? I prefer inner tubes. I think off-road I can see its benefits. On road, not so much. You know, it takes you like what, 2 minutes to change an inner tube, maybe, if your tires are good and supple. Okay, there's faff because you have to change the tire, but change the tube. But there's also faff if tubeless goes catastrophically wrong. Although I run tubeless, I'm still not entirely sold on it, to be honest. I just like the simplicity of a tube. I know that if it punctures, it's going flat, and that's the end of it. I gotta stop. Obviously, in a race and in an event, so that's the other thing. Like if I do the Adapter Tour or any event that obviously relies on me being efficient and maybe constantly riding, then that's where it pays off. All right. We gotta lock in now. Alright, 33 to beat, everybody. Let's just have a quick change to the TT bike, even though it makes no difference, because it's neutral. I'm gonna need the focus for this. This isn't gonna just happen. I need to really focus. Send me your energies, please. All right, here we go. Send me your energies. And also hit that like button. 1 minute. Okay, 33 minutes, 33 seconds. I'm going to try a little bit of a different pacing strategy. If my legs hold up to it, I won't know until I start and get at least 5 minutes in, so let's see. That's it, Alex. Everybody type Zwift. Live stream. Thank you for the gift memberships. Cheers, Mel. Hey, Roberto. Ten. 33 minutes, 33 seconds to beat. That's what it's all about. Hit that like button. Okay, the next bit is make or break. I need everything now. This is where it counts. Come on guys, let's go. Let's go, chat. Hit that like button. Let's do this last 5k. Thirty-three to beat. Hit that like button, please. How many are watching live? Thank you, everybody. Let's finish it. Thank you. 2 minutes. Hit the like button. Oh my word. These are horrible. Well, mission success by 4 seconds. And to be honest, I gotta be honest, it was touch and go there at the end. I wasn't doing any calculations throughout the whole thing, but as I was getting towards the end, you can really tell. And to be honest there, I could tell it was going to be close, and I mean that was very, very, very close. 4 seconds is like, and to be honest, that reminds me of like my Saclobra effort. Like the first time I did it, and I did the 24 minutes 36 was it, I think, and then afterwards, like 2 years later, I came back and I only went something like 18 seconds or 20 seconds faster. And it just goes to show over like such a lot, like that's a long, long effort. But when you go to these kind of lengths, it is really about pacing, because you can really like get inside your own head and start to panic. You start doing calculations, you start to think about, your mind just wanders. You've just got to, you've just got to get on with it. You just got to get on with it and sort of let the race play out, let the effort play out. And when you get towards the end, that's when you can start thinking about, where you're at. It's yeah, it's really tricky, and really tricky to sort of stay focused. Oh. Thank you for the support, everybody. That was much appreciated there. The nose strip, the Zone 8 nose strip. So they sent them to me, but they didn't ask for me to do anything with them. But to be honest, I have a big nose. Okay. If you want to leave now, you can leave. I'm just gonna probably ramble and chat with the chat. But thank you so much for watching. The nose. So my nose is obviously quite large from the side, but it's quite narrow, and I do actually have issues. Not issues, but when I take, like, you know, when I do like deep breaths, lots of people are the same. You find that one nostril will close more than the other. These genuinely do work. To be honest, I was sweating badly there. Like during this, I was sweating badly, even with the fan on, and it's still stuck on, like proper stuck on. And I've used other brands, not many, like one or two, and they just come off. So yeah, I don't know what's in this, but it sticks on like super glue. Zone 8. I wonder if the name was given because it's like it gives you an extra power zone. That's what I like to think of it as, anyway. I don't know if we're gonna get the new Zwift preview, like post race thing. I don't know if we will or not. Oh my word. Oh, excuse me. No, thank you for the support, everybody. Thank you for the support. Yes, that has been said before, Brian. I do have an Aero Uta. If you're new here, well, those of you that are in the chat, you've obviously subscribed, so thank you for subscribing. If you haven't liked the stream already, please like the stream. The reason why I keep saying that is because it really does help when you like the stream. It's the same on Instagram. It's watch time and shares. If you share a post, it really helps that person when you share it. So with this, with YouTube, especially live streams, it really helps if you like the live stream. But the chat as well. The more people chat, the more engagement YouTube sees is happening. So thank you so much for chatting, or just watching in general, to be honest. Did I find the heat training helped? I haven't actually. Hey, new subscriber, B-Riz, welcome. Sorry, I've missed a couple of new people joining, but welcome. I haven't done any heat training since July, August. I haven't done any since then. I've been pretty relaxed of late when I've been back. Those of you that don't know, come back from some time off and just been getting back into training the last 4 or 5 weeks. So so doing some heat training this time of year is probably it's not ideal for me when I'm just getting back into training. Too many things going in to the pot. Too many ingredients at one time will definitely tip you over in terms of stress. You know, when you're cooking something, you add one ingredient at a time. That's the way I like to look at it. Besides, I don't want to create too much humidity in here at this time of year when it's already pretty moist, shall we say? Hey, nice one, Callum. How did he get on? Hey, what's all this talk about the Vuelta route? Was that posted today? Only in the south of Spain. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Last week's TT inspired me to properly test myself. Again, I did it up the Alp and beat 50 minutes. And forward skill for 50 minutes, first time in my life. Ah, awesome. To be honest, I've had a couple of people message me now saying that they really love the colour of my graph. Let me just get it up. let me just get it up here. This one's going to be a little bit different because there's some small downhills that you can kind of like marginally rest on. But when I say marginally rest, I mean you really are just like ever so slightly coming off the power, and not for very long. But obviously if you're going up the Alp, that's not something you can do. But like last week's graph, you know, you just sort of starting in a yellow, then you sprinkle in some red, and then it just starts to get, you know, a lot of the darker colour towards the end. Now, a couple of people have obviously picked up on how I'm able to control the power so well, and that's because the trainer difficulty, which you can change in your Zwift settings, is set really low. Like I've set it to like 10 to 20%, so it's really far down on the left hand on the slider. All that does is it basically just takes out all the climbs. It sort of creates, you know, very little, well, it creates resistance but no change of resistance really. So it doesn't simulate the climbs or anything like that. Now take that for what it's worth, you know, but what it does mean, you can be in control of the effort a lot better, a lot easier, and especially if you're new to this kind of thing, it just helps you keep that power delivery steady. And for a lot of people, you know, it's one of the things that you have to try and learn quite early on. And when I started cycling like 15 years ago, you know, it was ingrained in me, you know, that you pace yourself and you don't start out too hard. And when I first started running the power meter, I really noticed just how spiky my power was. And it takes a lot of discipline, but it takes even more, a lot more practice as well to just, you know, keep in sort of, you know, a 10 or 20 watt sort of radius. So it just helps with that. But over time, you can start changing the slider as you get more and more used to it. So, oh, my TV's about to switch off. Just give me 1 second. That's handy. I need new batteries in that remote. Okay. No, I don't think that's straight. Oh. I just had a message from, well, Kev, you're probably watching. He said on Instagram, after that effort and beating your time by 4 seconds, hanging over your handlebars trying to catch your breath, a hand goes up and a voice says, push the like button. Ah, wonderful. Well. Okay, well, we're back tomorrow night. With another live stream. We're racing on in Richmond, actually, in the Prestige Racing Series, the Restart Prestige Racing Series, which is absolutely stacked with elite riders. Some of the top ranked Zwifters will be there tomorrow night, I hope. So that'll be 6 p.m. UK time, I think it is. So if you're around, then come on over, say hello and watch, or tune in, or leave a comment, or leave a like, or whatever it is you like to do. And yeah. By the way, if you're going to pick up one of these Zone 8 nasal strips, out of interest, if there's any way when you check out that you can leave a little note, just tell them that Ed Lavrak sent you. Because I don't have a code or anything, but that's if there's something there for you to let them know. If not, there's no worries at all. Have I seen the next ZRL rounds route? No, I haven't. Do I have to lay off the biscuits? That sounds like I do. Hey, thank you, Milan. I appreciate it. Yes, to be honest, real talk, it has taken a while. Yeah, my YouTube channel's not doing as well this year. If you're looking purely at analytics, there's a variety of reasons for that. To be honest, I think one of them was actually me posting reels on the channel, and apparently that upsets the algorithm, I heard. But my subscribers have been creeping up since, well, July. I mean, if you look at the analytics for the whole of this year, everything is down over last year. The views are down. The monetization is down. So I think it's the views are down. The videos, or the number of videos is the same as in the output. I just think the YouTube space is a lot more saturated now. Not saturated, just there's obviously a lot more people. Well, I suppose saturated, but I guess in a good way. But I don't look at the analytics too much because I'm not really doing it for that, and I know everybody says that, but I don't worry about it then. I don't look at it. I don't worry about it because you guys still watch, and I know what does well. The Adapt the Toe video did well. Although, funny enough, and you guys are gonna laugh at this because you're obviously watching a live stream. But the best the highest viewed video that I made this year was that Zwift video I did at the start of the year. Was it in January and February of the Tour Watopia, when that rider I was with, when I attacked, they used the coffee stop function. Do you remember? And they stayed with me in the breakaway. And then something happened, and anyway, the views. So it got shared, and that's the thing. Like sharing videos and obviously like engagement, the comments went crazy on that video, mainly because it was a little bit sort of tongue in cheek, and it's a big talking point that lots of people they obviously see cafe ride things on certain events, and people kick off about it. But it's also kind of funny as well. But that was my best performing video, which to me is kind of sad because it took like no effort really to film or edit or anything like that. And the Attack video and the Mon 2 video, they didn't do anywhere near as well either. But I think it's just, I think it's just so many more like creators now, and I think that's why a few creators have like dropped off the radar a little bit, because there's lots of fish in the pond now, and it's quite challenging to sort of not pander too much, because like I said, I know what does well. Like I know if I, like when I did the Col de la Loz KOM the day before the Tour de France did it, and then obviously like Pogacar wiped out my KOM, although they did a slightly different route, but still like they obviously like trounced it. But those videos they absolutely smack. Like they do really, really well, but obviously I can't I can't travel out to Europe and do that kind of thing all the time, especially those kind of performances as well. So I just try and roll with it. I just try and roll with it because it's a long-term thing. Like to me, YouTube has always been a place for me to express myself and do, this whole kind of, it's a bit of a trend at the minute, long form content, like people who have quite a few followers on Instagram, they now have started their YouTube channels because people want to be YouTubers, and they're posting what they call long form content. But those of us that have been here for 5 years plus, 6, 7 years, we don't really see it as long form content. We just the vlogs, the live streams, the challenges, the races. but I think I see it as like it's just a nice thing to do to create content around this bizarre life that I've lived for, well, before online content and everything became a thing, like when I was a professional. Now just telling the story, bringing you along on a journey, making you feel involved with it. That's the important thing, you know, like making people feel involved and that they're part of it. Because, you know, where I came from when I was 15 years old, I came from a cycling club where I was made to feel involved, and that community was really strong. And nowadays, you know, that's really important still, but there's more and more of that online now. So it's just like building on top of that, and the more often than not, you know, it's the icing on the cake, like the views and the shares and the likes and, you know, the money, quite frankly, because, you know, this YouTube channel, even videos, if you go back and you watch a video, you know, that helps the channel. Like, you watch the videos, and like those live streams, those videos, you know, they help the channel in terms of the monetization. So it's great on YouTube because you can keep, it's like a slow burner effect. You know, it's not like Instagram where your only real chance of earning, you know, a living from it, I guess, is to work with brands and to get deals and to do advertising and things like that, which, you know, I'm definitely starting to do more of the last couple of years. But I'd say YouTube, it's like a snowball, and it's, you know, got to where it is now because of what's happened over the last couple of years. That's actually somebody phoning me. I am gonna have to go. What age did I start taking cycling seriously? I would say 2010 when I was 16. I started training seriously. I did a lot of research and reading and everything. Yeah, I did. What else did I do? I started racing when I was 16, more seriously when I was 17, then I turned pro when I was 18. So that's probably something I don't talk about a lot, and I should probably maybe talk about it more, actually, is the fact that I turned pro in 2 years. I mean, turning pro is a very loose, like, I was riding for a UCI team, so I mean, you could class that as being on the professional ladder. So hey, that's a really good idea, Paul. I have thought about something like that. I need to put something together to see if I can make it work. But yeah, thank you for the refresh. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna have to bid you farewell. I might see you tomorrow. I'll see you in a video very soon. Take care, everybody. Thank you for this evening. See you soon.